Hello, my friend. Let's take a moment together, just you and me. Picture your home, the place where you've lived, loved, and built a lifetime of memories. Does it bring you a sense of ease, or do you sometimes feel weighed down by the sheer number of things surrounding you? It happens to all of us. Over the years, we gather not just possessions, but attachments, furniture we no longer use, clothes that don't fit, stacks of papers we keep just in case. Each item tells a story, but not all of them belong in the present chapter of your life. Here's something important to remember. Your home should support you, not exhaust you. A cluttered space creates a cluttered mind, making even simple tasks feel heavier than they should. And before you turn 70, it's time to reclaim your space, not just to make room in your home, but to make room for more joy, more ease, more you. Today, let's talk about 6 types of household clutter that might be holding you back. Letting go doesn't mean losing memories. It means creating space for a life that's lighter, simpler, and more peaceful. Let's start this journey together. Number 1. The burden of old, unused furniture. Yet, my friend, let me ask you something. When you walk into your living room, do you feel at ease? Or do you feel like you're navigating an obstacle course of furniture that no longer fits your life? Maybe it's that oversized wooden coffee table, once the heart of family game nights, now a shin-bruising block you have to sidestep. Maybe it's that heavy antique cabinet stuffed with porcelain you haven't touched in years, its doors slightly misaligned, gathering dust in the corners. Furniture is more than just wood and fabric. It holds stories. The armchair where you used to rock your child to sleep, the dining table that once hosted big, noisy family dinners, the grand bookshelf filled with novels from a time when you had more hours in the day to lose yourself in a story. These pieces are part of our past, but what happens when they no longer serve our present? Eleanor, a 73-year-old widow, felt this struggle deeply. She loved her home, but lately it felt overwhelming. The weight of her belongings pressed in on her. Her son suggested she part with some of the furniture she no longer used. At first, she resisted. After all, how do you say goodbye to something that has been with you for decades? But one day, as she struggled to vacuum around an old oak coffee table, she sighed and thought, maybe it's time. So, piece by piece, she started letting go. The extra chairs that no one sat in, the china cabinet that only collected dust, the bulky dresser that she no longer needed. And with every item she released, something unexpected happened. Her home started to breathe again. Imagine stepping into a room that feels open, bright, and free. No more maneuvering around unnecessary furniture. No more dusting around things you don't even use. Just space. Space to move, to relax, to live. So, take a look around your home. Is there a piece of furniture that no longer serves you? One that's taking up space rather than adding value? Maybe it's time to let it go. And who knows? It might just bring joy to someone else who truly needs it. Number 2. Clothes that no longer fit your life. Now let's take a walk, just you and me, over to your closet. Open the doors. Take a good, honest look inside. Do you see neatly organized clothes that make you feel good, comfortable, and confident? Or do you see shelves overflowing with shirts, jackets, and dresses you haven't worn in years? We all hold on to clothes for different reasons. Some remind us of a past version of ourselves. The elegant suit from a career that's now behind us. The shimmering dress from a wedding long ago. The jeans we swear we'll fit into again someday. And then there are the impulse buys, the just-in-case pieces, the gifts from well-meaning friends that never quite suited us. Linda, a retired teacher, once joked that her closet was like a museum of her past selves. She had outfits from every stage of her life, but barely wore any of them. And every morning, when she stood in front of that overstuffed wardrobe, she felt frustrated, not because she didn't have enough clothes, but because she had too many that weren't right for her anymore. One day, she decided to change that. She made herself a simple rule. If I haven't worn it in 2 years, it's time to let it go. At first, it was hard. The memories attached to each piece tugged at her heart. But as she packed away bag after bag of clothes for donation, she started to feel lighter. Mornings became easier. Getting dressed became simpler. And most importantly, her wardrobe finally reflected the woman she is today, not the woman she used to be. So I ask you, are you holding on to clothes for the life you live now or for a life that's already behind you? Take a deep breath. Open your closet and be honest with yourself. Number 3. Expired medications and toiletries, a hidden danger. Now let's take a short trip to your bathroom. Open the medicine cabinet. Pull open the drawers. What do you see? Bottles of pills with faded labels, half-used tubes of cream, cold medicine from who knows when. It's easy to forget about these things. After all, they're small, tucked away, out of sight. But here's the thing. Expired medications aren't just clutter. They can be dangerous. Some lose their effectiveness, meaning they won't help you when you actually need them. Others can become harmful over time, especially painkillers and liquid medications that can break down into toxic compounds. Mary, 71, learned this the hard way. One winter night, she developed a terrible cough. She reached for a bottle of syrup in the back of her cabinet, poured a dose into the cap, and just before taking it, she noticed something. The expiration date. 7 years ago. That moment made her pause. If this bottle was that old, how many others in her cabinet were too? She started checking, and what she found shocked her. Expired antibiotics, forgotten pain relievers, creams that had changed color and consistency. She had kept them out of habit, thinking, I might need this someday. But someday never came. So, she made a decision. She gathered every expired, unnecessary medication and disposed of them properly. When she was done, her cabinet was no longer a cluttered mess. It was a place of safety. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked your medicine cabinet? Take a few minutes today. Look through every bottle, every tube, every container. Check the dates. If it's expired, get rid of it. Your health is worth more than a dusty bottle of old pills. Number 4. Sentimental items that weigh you down. Oh, my friend, let me ask you something. Have you ever opened an old box and been instantly transported back in time? Maybe it was a stack of handwritten letters, their ink slightly faded but still holding the weight of emotions from decades ago. Or a childhood teddy bear, its fur worn thin from years of being hugged tight. Perhaps it's an old wedding invitation, a relic of a day that feels both distant and like yesterday. We hold on to these things because they remind us of moments, of people, of love, and that's beautiful. But what happens when the weight of things starts to feel heavier than the joy of the memories they represent? Margaret, a 76-year-old grandmother, knows this feeling well. She kept every birthday card her children and grandchildren had ever given her. She had shelves filled with porcelain figurines from her travels, each one representing a place, a time, a version of herself. But over the years, her home began to feel more like a museum than a place of peace. Dust gathered in corners, clutter filled every spare surface. She loved these things, but she also felt trapped by them. One day, her daughter sat with her and asked, Mom, which of these things actually make you happy every day? That question changed everything. Margaret realized that keeping one cherished figurine from Paris was enough. She didn't need 10. A single letter from her late husband, kept safely in a frame, could bring her comfort every day, rather than a box full of papers she never read. And so, she started letting go. Not of the memories, those would always be with her, but of the physical weight that no longer served her. And when she did, she felt lighter. Her home became a place where the past and present could exist together, not in clutter, but in harmony. So tell me, my friend, is there something in your home that you're holding on to? Not because you love it, but because you feel you have to. What if you could choose just the most meaningful pieces to carry forward with you? Drop a comment below. Tell me about one sentimental item you cherish. Number 5. Books you will never read again. If you love books, I get it. There's something comforting about a shelf lined with spines of different colors, different textures. A personal library is like a roadmap of our thoughts, our interests, our past selves. But have you ever looked at your bookshelf and realized, most of these books I will never read again? There's that self-help book you bought during a difficult time but never finished. The cookbook with complicated recipes you swore you'd try but never did. The stacks of novels, once loved, now untouched for years. George, a retired professor, once prided himself on his vast book collection. His walls were lined with shelves, his desk piled with hardcovers. But one day he noticed something. He barely read anymore. His eyesight wasn't as sharp, and his hands grew tired holding heavy books. But more than that, he realized, his books weren't bringing him joy anymore. They were just there, taking up space. So he did something bold. He picked up each book and asked, "Does this still inspire me?" If the answer was no, he passed it on to a friend, to a community library, to a school where young minds could discover what he once did. And you know what? His shelves grew lighter. His home felt airier. And suddenly, the books he did keep felt even more precious. So let me ask you, are there books on your shelf that belong in someone else's hands now? Books that deserve to be loved again, rather than collecting dust? Tell me, what's one book you own but know you'll never read again? Maybe today is the day to set it free. Number 6. Kitchen gadgets and appliances you never use. Let's step into your kitchen for a moment. Picture it. Open the cabinets, pull open a few drawers. What do you see? For some, it's a neatly organized space. For others, well, it's an avalanche of unused appliances, forgotten utensils, and half-broken gadgets that promise to make life easier, but just never did. There's the air fryer you used twice. The bread machine that's been gathering dust since the week you bought it. That set of spice grinders still in the box because, let's be honest, your regular salt and pepper worked just fine. Susan, 68, used to love cooking. But somewhere along the way, her kitchen became a battlefield. Cabinets so full she could barely find what she needed. Countertops cluttered with things she thought she'd use but never did. Cooking, once a joy, started to feel overwhelming. One day, she took everything out. Every pot, every gadget, every appliance. She held each one and asked herself, do I use this? Does this actually make my life easier? If the answer was no, it went in a donation box. The result? A kitchen that worked for her again. A space where cooking felt simple, where she could find exactly what she needed without stress. So, my friend, be honest. Is your kitchen filled with things you actually use, or things you keep out of guilt? Tell me, what's the most useless kitchen gadget you own? Let's have a little fun. Drop it in the comments below. At the end of the day, this isn't about getting rid of stuff just for the sake of it. It's about creating a home that feels like you. A space that brings peace, not stress. A place where memories live in your heart, not in endless boxes. A home where every book, every object, every corner serves a purpose and a joy. So, here's my challenge to you. Pick just one area today. Maybe it's that box of sentimental items, that overcrowded bookshelf, or that messy kitchen drawer. Start small. See how it feels. And when you do, come back here. Share your story. Tell me what you let go of and what you discovered about yourself in the process. And if this message spoke to you, if you felt even a tiny spark of inspiration, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more content that helps you create a life that feels lighter, freer, and truly yours. Thank you for being here, my friend. I'll see you in the next video.